Every morning, like clockwork. A moment he doesn't remember redefines his reality.
Tragedy struck on the Norman Manley Boulevard this afternoon following a motor vehicle accident which claimed the life of one person and left several others injured. Keino Hewitt, an athlete out of the world-renowned athletics club MVP in Kingston, is in hospital in serious condition after suffering a spinal injury.
Keino Hewitt was returning home to Jamaica from Florida. His protective mother, who was in the States, sought clarification from him. How would he reach home from the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston?
I said to her that I'm going to get picked up by a friend. She said if I'm sure about it, and I said, yes, mommy, I'm okay, you don't have to worry about me, I will reach home. And she said, Akeem, please to let me know so I could call your stepdad to come and pick you up, or your brother. And I said, mommy, I'm okay, it's fine, I'm okay. So then, person who I was on the phone with, they said to just let them know the time when my flight will be landed. I said, okay. So, I reach now, mommy. How me reach, mommy?
You tell me. What happened when you reach?
Yeah, no, man. All right.
This is his memory of the accident. Nothing. Most times, what's on his mind is life before the accident.
Keino started track and field from an early age. From basic school, champion boy, primary school, where he gained a pass to Jamaica College. Before we bought this property, we were living across from the school. And whenever Keino get a little time, straight across the field. Trust me, it's hard. Very, very hard to manage that energy. Keino, in every aspect, wherever he goes, you send him somewhere, he runs. And not only running, Keino is also a dancer. He loves to dance. So Keino will always be dancing around the house, running around, doing very frisky.
Growing up, I was always watching the TV, and at that time it was a surfer running at that time. It's really crazy because when I left primary school and went on to Jamaica College, at that time I was thinking where I would go next. And then I heard that he was training at MVP, right up top by UTech, and I said, wow, I would love to be there in the future.
For most student athletes who wanted to be under the tutelage of Stephen Francis at MVP, you didn't have to be a standout at the National High School Championships. And Hewitt certainly wasn't. In 2014, it was difficult for him to make a Jamaica College 100-meter team, which had Tyler Mason, who would pick up sprint hurdle silver at the World Juniors in Oregon later that year, and Wasim Williams, who would bag gold at the Carifta Championships, a junior meet for Caribbean countries in Martinique. So Hewitt never shone in high school. But at UTech, there were glimpses.
When he came here, I realized he was weak. You could see that he has some speed underneath, but he was weak to a certain level.
The MVP Track and Field Club has a history of taking athletes from relative obscurity to being world class. You think about Asafa Powell, Shelley and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, and most recently, Tajay Gale. Those athletes were not superstar athletes at the high school level, but they landed at UTech MVP with one of the world's best coaches in Stephen Francis, and he was able to take them to being world and Olympic champions in some cases. Keino Hewitt was not a high school star either, and he got himself in at the MVP group as well.
UTEC, blue and yellow, also going well. Javoy Tucker handing off to Keino Hewitt. Look at Hewitt being put under pressure by Zarnell Hughes. Zarnell Hughes on fire down the backstretch.
And the expectations were pretty great. From everything that you get from the camp, 2018 was to be his breakout year. Unfortunately, we'll never know how good a breakout it could have been.
Outside of the track, Keino was an outstanding, carefree spirit as well. He got along with most people he came across.
Keino was one of the persons who, he was welcoming to me. I mean, I just automatically clicked to his personality, his spirit. He's very cheerful, very funny.
Keino is practically like my brother from the first year of university. We met in a classroom, and from right there, it's just like we never got time apart, really.
Anywhere, any parties that we'd go, if you didn't see him, you're not going to see me. But if you see me, you see him.
Everywhere, it's just us. You can't see one without the other.
Study the same thing, run the same race. Me and him bake banana bread together.
Definitely.
Really. He has it. No, trust me, he has it. He definitely has that baking. He had the business, the banana bread business. That's a whole different storyline.
Everything, dance together.
He's a big dancer, everybody knows that. He likes to dance, because even sometime at practice, when I see him coming, I would say, come Keino, show me a dance.
Just form a bond there because, you know, we just click.
Everything, make song together, like everything.
We actually came on the same plane to Jamaica from Miami. And I was walking to the airport and I heard somebody call my name. I said, who's calling my name in Miami airport? And I look around, the life of the party, Keino, Aunt's boss, so we call him. He said, no, I never go to the bathroom, but I could go to the bathroom again. I have to run and go over there, give my ear and thing, talk to him.
While I was at Miami, I was on the phone speaking with a friend. And also my mom, and she turned to me and asked, how am I going to get home? And I said to her that I'm going to get picked up by a friend.
He wanted to come in and ask me specifically to, you know, I'd love to see, you know, give me a hand, come from airport, whatever. So I was like, yeah, no problem. I mean, we've been there for each other, whatever.
So then, person who I was on the phone with, they said to just let them know the time when my flight will be landed. I said okay. So
it was, the day went so quickly. Like honestly, it did went so quickly. And I wanted everything to be scheduled because, you know, it's a connecting flight and it didn't really have, the communication wasn't really A1, but it did get to speak in the morning. But as I said, the day just ran off really quickly and I just really wanted to get there, to get to him, you know.
How much, mommy?
You tell me.
Yeah, we reached back airport. I asked me if him good because we have a driver come. He said he had somebody come in. I said, all right. So I leave him, end up leaving him at the airport because he said I have a drive.
He finally came out and I was like, okay, in a long time we don't see each other. We were happy and in the car and got ourselves settled up because I also saw my neighbor who was also in the accident with us there because he saw me. I was like, you know, he's coming from the same place where Keino was coming from. So I was like, okay then, I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal if you come with us because he lives right beside me.
This friend of hers that went inside of the front seat and I went inside of the back seat.
And after traveling, leaving the Norman Manley, I just remember looking out to the port right here. I was like, oh, I love seeing waters anyway. So I was like looking over there while we're kind of talking in between and Before I know it, I just felt like the body of the car did like a drift. And that was the last thing I could remember. Everything after that was just black. I couldn't remember anything else other than waking up in the hospital whenever, pretty much.
Someone died?
Yes, that's the name, but the same person who just asked for if it was okay for them to travel with us, that was the person who had passed.
I woke up and my head was wrapped in. My head was wrapped in a blanket, and a cardboard was on my hand, my right hand, my left hand. They said that I had reached in a car accident, but I was unconscious, so I was in and out. I was waking up, falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep. So each time I wake up and fall asleep, I see people around me talking to me, but I don't quite remember what they were saying to me.
Jesus. I was sitting on my couch and I got a message that Keino was met in an accident. First I heard a different name, not Keino, but I heard a different name. Then when I heard the full story, I realized it was Keino. And then I actually left my house and went to UWI to visit, and I see a lot of people over there. Most of us were athletes, went over there.
I kept calling to find out if he's not home as yet, and no answer. I kept calling his phone, no answer. So like about 7 o'clock, I was watching the news and my phone ring. And when my sister, she said, Angelo, you heard from Keino? I said, no, what happened? She said, you heard from Michaela, which is my daughter? I said, no, I haven't heard from anyone. And she said, boy, really, I really don't know how to tell you this. My husband called and he put the phone on the video and said, I want you to see Keino. And when I saw him, I was like, no, this is not real. And then now, a doctor came on the scene. I think the doctor that was attending to him, he came on the phone and he said, Mom, I don't think he will be able to walk again.
While I was at KPH, my mother was on the phone and she was saying to me that everything is going to be okay, but at the moment I was crying and I was telling her that, Mom, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I don't quite know what happened, but I'm really sorry.
Why were you apologizing?
Because I didn't listen to my mom, and that was a stupid idea to not listen to your mom, because as you know, your mom knows what's best for you, and you should always listen to your parents because they know what's best for you.
He held on to my hand tightly and he said to me, Auntie, I'm in pain. I can't take it anymore. And I'm telling you, I wanted to cry, but I couldn't cry in front of him.
For me personally, it was a lot to take in because just going to college, I'm getting my next level of education started, and track and field. I'm training with renowned world sprinters. You know, it was an experience for me, and all of that just stopped. It was really hard mentally, just dealing with it alone, because seeing that I had a broken femur and Keino was in a more worse state than I was. I had to be strong for him.
Everyone had to be strong for Keino. His dreams had faded. His journey just to do the little things was now the hardest chore of his life.
Initially when he came to Mona Rehab,
he was unable to move his lower extremities. He had done multiple surgeries, so we had to be very cautious in how we treat him because he is enthusiastic. You know, he's coming from track, so he wants to be challenged, but yet we have to make, you know, be patient, allow the bones to heal because he had a fractured humerus, clavicle, back, it was multiple. So he came from a point where he couldn't even sit up on his own. He couldn't roll in the bed. He couldn't transfer from the wheelchair to the bed, vice versa. So we were able to overcome those milestones and then progress him to standing and to even walking with a walker.
For Yael, she did not see the light that everyone once saw in Keino.
Because when he initially came, he was not his bubbly self, which is understandable because he had just finished doing surgeries. So he was a bit, down, but once he started to warm up, full of life, full of energy, vibrant, just enthusiastic, and somebody just willing to put in the work.
Yo, what? I know enough people are one day in the dog and ask, I do it, but you don't know from you have life, you have everything, though. You have super, fully dice, universe. My journey.
Yael has proven to be one of Keino's saviors. She encourages him with music, which has played a critical role in his rehabilitation. He writes and records his own material.
I love music, and I think rehabilitation should be fun, enjoyable, and also to allow Keino to be himself in this space, for him to feel, because he likes to dance and the music. Once he's able to do those things and we can combine it, I think it works better for him, because there's a point in time he was saying, oh, I can't dance, I can't do that again. And I had to be like, no, you can still do it. You just have to change how you do it. So it was very important for me to inspire him to say like, yo, you can still do what you need to do. Don't be defined by your chair. You can still be who you need to be. I mean, we're still on the journey, but we have been able to achieve a lot in a short space of time. I mean, within the first 5 months, he was able to stand and walk with a walker, which was really, really great. So we just continue to work, and we're getting closer and closer to that milestone of him being able to functionally walk on his own.
And Yael would not stop there. Keino, of course, is into sports and competition. So she sowed a seed, wheelchair racing.
At first, I didn't want to do it because of my pride. I didn't want persons to see me like this. So I was thinking, I was a bit iffy about it. I wasn't too sure, but however, my physio, she brought it to mind, and I was thinking about it, and she said, no, look, you need to be out there back. You need to be out there. You need to pick up back yourself. You need to do something. And I was like, I'm not feeling it. However, one day she brought me down to the gym and she introduced me to the wheelchair. And I was like, a bit iffy about it. And she said, she knows how to she's like a hype man. She knows how to hype me up. So she's saying to me that, no man, try it.
And so he did. And he wants to go to the Olympics.
Of course, and he is gonna go. He is going to go. Makes you feel excited, elated, and he's going to do it. I know it, I can feel it.
What a story it would be to see him have the Jamaica flag draped around his shoulders.
I know that he had the capabilities just for him to wake up and say, oh, me and Keino Hewitt, me can do anything. Yes, it's an unfortunate position you're in, but at the same time, let nothing stop you. I always try to speak to him. I was always there. I was always speaking to him. And when him say, I feel like we can do this on X, Y, and Z, and I say, don't look at how people will view you. You're doing it for you. So, you know, who cares if you're in a wheelchair? It's at the end of the day what makes you happy. So I knew that he had the capability, and whether or not he's going to be racing alone on the track, I would be there cheering him. So I guess that somewhat helped him as a little motivation.
I'm going to try and see how far it's going to take me. With the passion that I have for the sports and to be on the track one more time again, maybe not how I dreamt of it, but I'm going to be on the track one more time again.
Honestly, I would feel happy because, I mean, he didn't say, okay, I'm going to sit back and not doing anything. He pushes himself, and we see that he is a strong fighter. And because he's a fighter, no matter whatever road he wants to head, we'll be there for him to support him.
He actually has a chance, a big, big chance. So I know exactly that if he continue doing, well, he will, knowing that I'm here and most of the guys, other family members are around him. We push him each day.
Before, I knew that Keino was strong, but during his accident and going to rehab and all those things, now I realize that he is super strong.
It makes me feel really good. It makes me feel very happy to be a part of it. I feel blessed, and I'm really proud to see where he's coming from to where he's going, and I'm just really, really grateful to be a part of the experience for him. He has a fighting spirit. He is willing, and his work ethic is really amazing, and he's just determined. So, you know, his spirit, like, he inspires me too. Like, I inspire him, he inspires me. So we have that good teamwork going, and he is an inspiration.
Up until this day, I still believe and I know that he's going to walk again.
Where is your faith coming from?
My faith is in God. Yes.
It's obviously based on a level of strength and spirituality that you do have. But in order for that to work, your son has to be committed to the process.
Yes.
Are you confident of that?
Yes, I am. Mm-hmm.
Over 2 years have passed since the accident, and Keino is returning to the scene along with Kimberly. It's not traumatic for him. It is still very much a blank slate. Nothing jogs his memory. In a moment, his life had changed, and he continues to pick up the pieces, not only for himself, but for his baby girl.
She is my biggest motivation. She, my family, really motivate me to push on and carry on and find something with my disability to make a living for them.
Keino, I've been in situations where I've gone through nightmares, and then in the mornings when I wake up, you hope that it was just a nightmare. How do you feel certain mornings knowing that your life was going in one direction and now you have to adapt?
Well, I must say it's really hard for me, but I thank God that I'm here today beside my mom, with my family. I must say I thank God. Each day I get up, each day I get up out of my bed, I thank Him for waking me up, for bringing my family to work and back, my friends, my daughter, just to see them smiling again. Because who knows, I wouldn't be here. So I have to thank Him. I must say it's really hard to for me to adapt to such feeling that I never had before. but I still must say I still I still give thanks.
Hi, my name is Donald Oliver. I'm the producer of the film you just watched. I hope you were able to take some inspiration from Keino. He was brave to allow his story to be shared with the world. This was by far the most difficult creative process I've been a part of, and Keino's story became even more personal to me after I completed it. Why? Well, 3 years ago, on my way home to Harborview at the time, I was in a crazy line of traffic. Now, in my experience, the only reason this type of traffic would exist was if there was a major motor vehicle incident. Now, whether it was the journalist in me or the Jamaican in me, I immediately started filming as I inched closer. I passed the scene of the incident and went home and thought nothing of it again until recently when I had to clear up my phone because of storage issues. We've all been there. I didn't remember this video existed, so much so I'd forgotten I was the one who took the video. In trying to figure out the source of the video, I was closely inspecting the scene. I saw the license plate, which looked familiar, and I saw someone hanging outside of the car, which was on its side, and I saw suitcases. It was the scene of the deadly motor vehicle incident, the turning point in the lives of the people in the documentary you've just seen. Now, the only person who has seen this is my editor, Jason Sawyers. We had already completed the documentary. We had already finished the story we wanted to tell of Keino Hewitt's resilience. But although we left Keino's story untouched, we feel now it is imperative to show aspects of that video I recorded, because journalistically, it is part of the story, even if we couldn't insert it in the original film. It's not graphic, but it still may be disturbing to some viewers, so because of that, I'll be slightly obscuring some aspects of the video. The person you are seeing through the vehicle is an unconscious Keino Hewitt. Soon after, he and the others in the vehicle were taken to the hospital, and as you heard in the film, one of the occupants died. Our thoughts and prayers remain with his family. As I said, it wasn't an easy story to tell, but we can all take something from the story of second chances and having a new lease on life. If you'd like to assist Keino as he prepares for the World Para Athletics Championships in Japan in 2022, here is how. Here are his details. Keino Hewitt, CIBC First Caribbean International Bank, branch Knutsford Boulevard, checking account number 100-228-0528. And you can also email assistanceforkeino@gmail.com to get more information on how else you can help. Thanks for watching. Let's encourage each other and let's try and move forward together. Godspeed.